Welcome to this course on law and management. Law and management are two powerful disciplines that often overlap in practice. Managers operate within legal frameworks, while lawyers must understand the realities of business and organizational management. For an organization to thrive, leaders need not only technical and strategic skills, but also a working knowledge of the legal environment in which they operate. This course is divided into two modules. Module 1 introduces the relationship between law and management. We will explore the foundations of law, sources of law, the legal environment of business, and the role of law in organizational management. Module 2 focuses on practical intersections, contract law, employment law, corporate governance, regulatory compliance, and dispute resolution in management. By the end of this course, you will understand how legal principles shape managerial decisions and how managers can use law as a tool for effective and responsible leadership. Module 1: Foundations of Law and Management. 1.1 Understanding law in the context of management. Law can be described as the system of rules created and enforced by governing institutions to regulate conduct within society. For managers, law provides the framework within which organizations operate. It defines what is permissible, what is prohibited, and what obligations businesses have toward employees, customers, competitors, and governments. Management, on the other hand, is the process of planning, organizing, leading, and controlling resources to achieve organizational goals. The intersection arises because almost every managerial activity, hiring staff, signing contracts, launching products, or handling disputes, has legal implications. 1.2 Sources of law relevant to managers. Managers must be familiar with the sources of law that impact their organizations. These sources include constitutions, the supreme laws that set out rights, duties, and structures of government. Legislation, statutes or acts passed by legislative bodies that regulate commerce, labor, taxation, and more. Case law or judicial precedent, court decisions that interpret statutes and create binding precedents. Regulations, rules created by government agencies to implement legislation. Custom and international law, in some contexts, customary practices and international agreements influence management decisions, especially in global businesses. Managers don't need to memorize all laws, but they must recognize which legal frameworks apply to their industry and operations. 1.3 The legal environment of business. The business environment is shaped by legal structures. For example, business formation laws determine whether an organization can operate as a sole proprietorship, partnership, or corporation. Tax laws affect financial planning and investment decisions. Consumer protection laws govern how products are marketed and sold. Intellectual property laws safeguard innovations and brand identity. Ignoring the legal environment exposes organizations to lawsuits, fines, or reputational damage. Managers must therefore align strategies with compliance requirements. 1.4 The role of law in organizational management. Law plays multiple roles in management. Protective role, safeguarding stakeholders from harm. Regulatory role, setting boundaries for competition and fair practices. Facilitative role, enabling business transactions through enforceable contracts. Stabilizing role, providing predictability so managers can plan for the future. Understanding these roles allows managers to view law not as a constraint, but as a supportive structure for sustainable growth. 1.5 Ethical and social dimensions. Management is not just about legal compliance but also about ethics and social responsibility. Many practices may be legal yet considered unethical, such as exploiting loopholes at the expense of customers or employees. A responsible manager integrates law, ethics, and corporate social responsibility into decision-making, building trust and long-term success. Module 1 Summary. In this first module, we introduce the concept of law as it relates to management. We examine sources of law, the legal environment of business, and the protective, regulatory, facilitative, and stabilizing roles of law in organizations. We also emphasize the importance of ethics alongside legal compliance. This provides a foundation for applying legal knowledge to real-world management decisions, which is the focus of Module 2.